So welcome back, the video number 5. So here I will show you how to connect a Vcenter server with address through browser and what are the operations we can do in the Vcenter server. And before that we need to how to initial configuration on the Vcenter server, how to create a software defined data center, that everything I'll explain. So in the previous video number 4, I have explained how to install the Vcenter server on ESXi environment. So before watch this video, so please watch the video number 4. You'll get an idea how to install the Vcenter server. So let's start how to connect the Vcenter server here. So the Vcenter server is here. That IP address of this server is 192.168.1.108. This address you can type in the browser in the network. So you will get this page. So click launch vSphere client. So vSphere client is nothing but it's a client based application to connect the services. Once you click here, you will get this login page. Now here we need to enter the username and password. So very first time when you log into the Vcenter server, you should enter the SSO domain login details. So in the previous video, while installing the Vcenter and configuration, that time I have selected the first option, create a new SSO domain, that is called vsphere.local. So now that user ID we need to enter here. So the username is administrator and SSO domain name is vsphere.local. This is the common name everywhere, any setup, initially when you create and configure the Vcenter server. Now you can type the administrator then followed by vsphere.local, then enter the password. And click login and you will be logging into the Vcenter server. But very first time when you log into the Vcenter server, there is no information is available, only just it will show the fully qualified domain of Vcenter information. So in the Vcenter console, so I'll give you a brief information what are the options are available. In the left side there's a 3 lines are there. When you click here, this is kind of menu tab. In this, home, shortcuts, inventory, networks, all the information is available. So in upcoming videos, I will give you a overview of what are these features, when we are using, what is the purpose we are using, that I will explain. So mainly if you go to home, so in this home, that will give you a brief information about what is the utilization of CPU, memory and storage, overall all ESX servers in this particular Vcenter server. Right now, this is a fresh Vcenter server. No such ESX servers are added. So how to add the ESX server into Vcenter server? That's a very important thing. When I click this three lines and go to the inventory, here you will see the data center, VMs and templates view, storage and network. So now you can go to the data center view. Here your Vcenter name will be there. So when you want to add your ESX host, first you need to create a logical site information. That is called software defined data center you need to create. That's a software defined. Software means that's no physical, just we are virtually we need to create a data center, that is called software defined data center. You need to create a data center under the Vcenter. So the data center means you can give any name like your location, your city, like your country, okay, maybe any specific building name, whatever it is, you can create it. So now, okay, what we can give the name. So my lab is in Hyderabad. So HYD is the data center. Okay, HYD lab. HYD lab is our data center. HYD lab is our data center. So in this data center, any servers are there? Nothing. So no hosts are available. If no host, no virtual machines. So now we need to add a host here. So host means your ESX server. So right now, what is our ESX server IP address? What is our ESX server IP address?
192.168.1.101.
Right. So any other ESX server is available in our lab other than 101? No.
No.
Only one server, right? So now I'm going to give the IP address of ESX server. Now click on next and you can enter the ESX server username and password. Accept the security alert. This is the information about the server. And now if you have any license, you can activate. Right now I'm going with evaluation mode, 60 days license. So now this is a lockdown mode. Lockdown mode means if you are enabled it, only we can manage through vCenter server. In case if I am not power it on, even I can directly manage the ESX server. That's the reason I am not selecting enable. Okay. By default it will be disabling now. Then VM location should be, it is in Hyderabad lab, HYD lab. Then this is a final ready to complete. Click finish. Now successfully adding the ESX server into the data center. Now what will happen is it will install the vCenter agent on this server. So that means it will communicate with the help of vCenter agent, this ESX host to the vCenter services. So every information will be monitored and it will be displaying on the screen. So next time when you want to manage the server, I don't want to connect the 101 server directly. I can connect vCenter server. Automatically this server information will be presented here. So like that, any ESX servers you can add here into this lab. Next time you can directly connect to the vCenter server. The vCenter will pull the information every ESX host under the data center. So this is the initial configuration we need to do it. Any questions? So guys, now I just log into the vCenter server. Okay, I just log into the vCenter server. Then I have created the data center and I have added the ESX host into the, what do you call it, into the vCenter services. But how you will be get connected to this vCenter server? Do you need to share the SSO domain name and username and password? Is it secure? No, not at all. No, not at all. So for that reason, I need to provide access through AD. I'm providing vCenter access to you through AD. So I'm going to click on 3 lines, administration. Here, what is that? User group configuration. Under the configuration, Active Directory domain is there. Click join AD. I'm providing the domain name is hellorana.com. What is a username? What is a username? So basically in domain, that's the Active Directory is there. This is the AD server. I just logged in here in AD. So in this AD, I'm going to create a separate user ID for vCenter management. I'm going to create a separate user ID, okay, separate user ID for vCenter management. So for that reason, I'm going to use as copy the administrator permissions. The username is vCenter, okay, vCenter, and I'm providing the password here. Now click next, finish. Now this id, okay, now this id I'm going to update here, vcenter and password. And click join. Now this vcenter is successfully joined with a domain member. Yes, everybody's understand now. So now I can provide access to your names, okay, your names, okay, in vcenter server. When you are available, you can connect our lab and you can log in with your username and password, and you can manage this vcenter server. That means you can create your missions going forward. So now I'm going back here. This is the roles. So roles are administrator roles, read-only roles, no access, like that different roles are there. See guys, even Kubernetes also is available. VMware also, it's connected with the Kubernetes. Okay, that I will discuss in the end of the class. Okay, Kubernetes is the last topic. Okay, now I need to provide access to, okay, now I need to provide access to administrator privileges to you guys. So now you can go back here and go to the home and inventory. So here we need to add a, okay, you need to add a users. You need to add a user. Okay, now can refresh here. Now refresh here. Now you can provide a permissions here. Okay, now can provide a permission here. Once you provide the permissions, okay, automatically you will able to get an access. So like you can manage the ESX host, you can manage the network, you can manage the storage, you can manage the VMs, everything. So like in the vCenter level, in the vCenter level, there is a permissions tab. I need to provide access to the people. Okay. Now let me log out first here. Let me log out first. Again log in back. So now I'm trying to log in with the vcenter@hellorana.com. So now invalid credentials. It is not allowing to log in. Okay, I need to log in to my SSO account itself. I need to provide access. Now when I click add, so now the local OS means there is no domain. So here these are the permissions are there, but I need to fetch the user. So here the options are not coming up. So sometimes immediately it will come, sometimes it will be taking some delay. So let me check that first of all. Okay. Now here identity source is there. The identity source, I'm going to select Active Directory, domain name I have selecting here. Cannot configure the identity source because of the host is not joined to the domain. So host is not joined to the domain. See, still this host is not joined to the domain. That's a main problem. Node vCenter has joined and activated successfully. Reboot the node and apply the changes. Okay. Reboot the node and apply the changes. So what you need to do? Acknowledge. Now change the identity provider. So the node we need to reboot it. Going back, the host, inventory. So now if I rebooted here, okay, if I reboot here, right, even in the same server, the vCenter server also is running now. So vCenter service will be down. So how you can do that? Okay. So probably it will take delay. Okay, it will take delay. So there is no other chance. We need to wait for a few minutes. Then we can take the server to the down. Otherwise, this particular configuration, okay, this node will not join to the domain. Okay, so guys, this will be, I'll do it end of the session. Okay, I'll do it end of the session. Then next time when you log into the vCenter server, you can enter your name and your password. So we will send you by WhatsApp message your Active Directory username and password. You can log in. So now if you rebooted the server, it will take 15 to 20 minutes. We need to wait. Okay. So now unnecessarily wasting of your time for 15 to 20 minutes. So I just skip this topic. So now I just successfully added the domain, but right now we need to reboot is pending now. Okay, reboot is pending now.
One question, Rajesh.
So the domain which is created in the same lab, but not in this ESX server, in the separate machine.
Okay, fine. Thanks.
Okay, perfect. Any other questions now? No?
Where did this whole you said you have if you go onto the vSphere client?
Yeah, now you can ask your question.
I said if you go to the overview of the vSphere client, there is a storage which I don't understand where does this come from. If you just can explain, like there is on the home, yeah.
This one here, storage.
On home on overview. If you go into the summary, yeah. Where does this storage come from?
This is storage. I told you, no, in my ESX server, the local storage. So local storage I have given. I'm not giving the remote storage, local storage. So in the same server, hard disk is there, right? This hard disk is 800 GB I provided.
Okay, fine. Got it. And this reserved storage is automatically taken out, or you have to allocate
It's a fixed
extra?
storage. It's a fixed storage. I have a hard disks are available, but I was not adding. It's more than enough for practice purpose, right? So that's what I was not
Yeah.
added. So 800 GB is more than
And
enough.
and is this an SSD or HDD
It's
which you are
SSD,
using?
SSD storage.
Oh, okay, great. Then you have spent a lot of money on setting up
Of
this
course, yeah.
storage.
One TB hard disk nearly 12,000 rupees.
Yeah, yeah.
12,000 rupees. Okay, fine. So in the next video, I will show you how to create your virtual machines. Okay, in the vCenter server, I'll show you. Thank you.